is to just give everything a shot. Hi, my name is Chloe Kim, and I was born on April 23rd, 2000. I'm famous for being the youngest person to ever win an Olympic gold medal in snowboarding. In my childhood, I outshine snowboarding. As I grew up, I broke many records and learned to work on them. I struggled with snowboarding because I never gave up an accomplishment goal. My main accomplishment is winning countless gold medals in the Olympics, Winter X Games, and World Championships. I bet you didn't know that I was titled one of Time Magazine's 100 Most Influential People of 2018, and I was seen in the 5 video Girls Like You. People describe me as inspirational because I never gave up and accomplished any goals. I want you to remember me as a young, talented snowboarder.
You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Hi, my name is Wayne Gretzky, and I was born on January 26, 1961. I'm known for being the best hockey player of all time. When I was young, I was a pretty good hockey player, but parents on my team did not like me at all. As I grew older, parents and coaches saw me as a really good hockey player. One of my struggles was in my first year in the NHL, I lost in the Stanley Cup Finals, which was the championship round. My biggest accomplishment is scoring 60 goals in under 60 games. In my elder years, I lived a very calm and peaceful life. I bet you didn't know that on my 18th birthday, a huge cake was brought onto the ice. My teammates see me as a team player. One of the reasons is I pass the puck a lot. I want you to remember me as the best hockey player of all time.
When unique voices are united in a common cause, they make history. Hi, my name is Gloria Steinem, and I was born on March 25th, 1933. I'm most famous for fighting for women's equal rights. In my childhood, I was homeschooled and cared for my mom. As I grew up, I mostly went to Smith College and went to school in India. I struggled with school and having divorced parents. My main accomplishment is creating Miss Magazine. In my elder years, I became an author. I bet you didn't know that I was prettier than all the girls when I went to school. I always had my nails long and painted. People describe me as a leader and a fighter for what is right. I want you to remember me as a leader and a fighter for what is right.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Hi, my name is Neil Armstrong, and I was born on August 5th, 1930. I am famous for being the first man to walk on the moon. In my childhood, I learned how to fly a plane at the age of 15. In my later years, I struggled with the loss of my daughter Muffy from cancer. My main accomplishment is when I help people learn how to make the dream of going to the moon possible. In my elder years, I became a college professor in Ohio. I died on August 25th, 2012 from old age. I bet you didn't know that I could fly a plane before I knew how to drive a car. Most people consider me as dedicated and brave. I want you to remember me as the first man to walk on the moon. Sorry,
Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Hi, my name is Dr. Seuss, and I was born on March 2nd, 1904. I am a famous author. In my childhood, I would run home from the zoo and draw silly animals on the walls of my room. As I grew up, I got kicked out of Oxford and got told that I wouldn't make it far in being an author, which devastated me. My main accomplishment is that I proved everyone wrong and became a famous author. In my elder years, my wife and father sadly passed away. I died on September 24th, 1991 from cancer. I bet you didn't know that I was a soldier. People describe me as creative because I made silly books for kids to read. I want you to remember me as an author that made silly books for kids to inspire them to love reading.
There are many little ways to enlarge a child's world. Love of books is the best of all. Hi, my name is Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, and I was born on July 28, 1929. I am famous for being a first lady from 1961 to 1963. In my childhood, my parents separated. As I grew up, I entered a fashion contest and won. I struggled with many of my loved ones dying. My main accomplishment is when my husband John F. Kennedy became president, which made me first lady. I bet you didn't know that I had a moonwalk on Michael Jackson. I want you to remember me as a thoughtful first lady from 1961 to 1963.
What the eye see and the ears hear, the mind believes. Hi, my name is Harry Houdini, and I was born on March 24th. I am famous for being the world's greatest magician. In my childhood, I grew up very poor and had very little money. As I grew up, I progressively became a better magician by performing new and more tricks. I struggled by being discouraged because I had to become famous all over again in every single place I went to. My greatest accomplishment is making an elephant disappear in front of hundreds of people. I bet you didn't know that I died on October 31st by getting punched multiple times in the stomach and appendix. I bet you didn't know that the person who punched me is a student. People describe me as a very talented person because I could do things nobody else on earth could do. I want you to remember me as the greatest magician to ever exist.
Hi, I have a dream. Hi, my name is Martin Luther King Jr. and I was born on January 15, 1929. People most know me for helping black people have the same rights as white people. In my childhood, I went to church and Sunday school. As I grew up, I entered Crozet Theological School. My main accomplishment was moving up into the civil rights movement. In my elder years, I married Coretta Scott and we moved to Boston. And we have 3 kids. I bet you didn't know I had an older sister and I had a younger brother. I died on April 4th, 1968. People most know me for speaking in the civil rights movement, but I want you to remember me for bringing peace to the world.
Adventure is worthwhile itself. Hi, my name is Amelia Earhart, and I was born on July 24th, 1897. I'm most famous for being the first woman to fly around the world. In my childhood, I wanted to watch an airplane flying contest with my dad, and that is when I started loving planes. As I grew up, I wanted to be a pilot. I struggled with my plane during the flight around the world because it was a new plane for me. I bet you didn't know that I also was a fashion designer, writer, and a designer. I want you to remember me as a great pilot.
Hi, my name is Serena Williams, and I was born on September 26, 1981. I had changed the world by being an inspirational women's tennis player. In my childhood, I had secretly signed up for tennis without my father knowing. As I grew up, I signed up for the Women's Tennis Association at only 14. I struggled with depression because my sister sadly passed away. My main accomplishment is becoming the #1 tennis player in the Women's Tennis Association and becoming an inspiration for young girls. In my elder years, I married Alexis Ohanian. I bet you didn't know that I was a Jehovah. People describe me as a powerful woman because I changed the tennis world for everyone. I want you to remember me for my courage of standing up for myself and never listening to the haters.
Energy and persistence can conquer all things. Hi, my name is Benjamin Franklin. I was born on January 17, 1706. I am most famous for my inventions, scientific discoveries, and contributions to founding America. As I grew up, I apprenticed my brother in his printing business in Boston. I later ran away to Philadelphia and invented many things, such as the glass harmonica, the Franklin stove, and the lightning rod. I entered politics in 1736 when England started taxing the colonies. One of my struggles was with my son, who was the royal governor of New Jersey. I tried to convince him to drop the post because being the governor meant he was working for the country I hated, England. My greatest accomplishment was signing the Declaration of Independence and helping to write the United States Constitution. In my elder years, after the Revolutionary War, I was elected governor of Pennsylvania. I died on April 17, 1790. People describe me as accomplished because I achieved and invented so many things. I want you to remember me for my inventions and political contributions.
Hi, nothing can dim the light which shines from within. Hi, my name is Maya Angelou and I was born on April 4th, 1928. I'm famous for being a writer, performer, teacher,
and social activist. In my childhood, I didn't speak for 5 years. Growing up, I worked at a video store and met a sailor named Tosh. We fell in love and got married. We divorced after 3 years. I struggle with racism, especially while growing up in a town with segregation. My biggest accomplishment is being the first Black woman to read her poem at the inauguration of President Bill Clinton. In my elder years, I spoke in front of a crowd of 200,000 people in Washington, D.C. when I was 64. I died on May 28, 2014. People described me as courageous because I was fearless when I was younger. I want you to remember me as a famous writer and a person who fought for equal rights.
It is not the strongest of its species that survive, not the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. Hi, I'm Charles Robert Darwin, and I was born on February 12, 1809. I'm famous for the theories I invented and for the books I wrote. In my childhood, I loved to study bugs and science. My main accomplishment was coming up with a theory called the theory of evolution. In my elder years, I wrote a few more books and decided I would continue studying evolution. I died on April 19, 1882, from a heart attack. I bet you didn't know that I stayed on a voyage for 5 years. I stayed on a ship called the HMS Beagle. I want you to remember me as the greatest scientist to ever live.
Stars don't look bigger, but they do look brighter. Hi, my name is Sally Ride, and I was born on May 26, 1951. I am famous for being the first American female astronaut. In my childhood, I was a star tennis player in the national junior tennis matches. As I grew up, I got my PhD and applied to be an astronaut. I struggled with equality in my job because women weren't given the same respect as men. My main accomplishment is becoming the first American female astronaut. In my elder years, I battled cancer. I died on July 23, 2012 from cancer. I bet you didn't know that I was married to an astronaut named Steve Hawley. People describe me as brave because I gave my opinions to anyone who treated me unfairly. I want you to remember me for being the first American female astronaut. Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead people to dream. Hi, my name is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I was born on March 15, 1933. I am famous for being the first female Jewish Supreme Court judge. In my childhood, I got many poor grades. As I grew up, they still didn't let women have jobs. In my elder years, I was still a judge. I died on September 18, 2020. I struggled without my mom not being there to support and care for me. I want you to remember me as a hardworking judge.
It is better to make no excuse than a bad one. Hi, my name is George Washington, and I was born on February 22nd, 1732. I'm most famous for being the first president of the United States. In my childhood, I loved to ride horses. As I grew older, I joined Britain's army. I struggled with my father's and brother's death. In my elder years, I got elected as the first president of the United States. I died on December 14th, 1799 from a cold. I bet you didn't know that my father was a tobacco farmer. People describe me as a brave man because even though my army was outnumbered and I didn't have enough money for my army, I still wasn't afraid of Britain. I want you to remember me as one of the founding fathers of America.
The harder the victory, the more happiness in winning. Hi, my name is Paula, and I was born on October 23rd, 1940. I am most famous for my soccer career. In my childhood, I was very poor, and I had to sell soccer stickers to get my first soccer ball. As I grew up, I joined Brazil's national team and won the World Cup. One struggle I had on my road to success is that I had to leave my family at the age of 15 to play for Santos Football Club. The main accomplishment is hitting 1,000 goals in early November 1969. I died in my elder years. I signed a deal with Pepsi and worked at the training camp. I died on December 29, 2022 from colon cancer. I bet you didn't know that I missed the World Cup because I was sick. People describe me as undefeated because I am one of the best soccer players of all time. I want you to remember me as one of the most iconic soccer players of all time.
Everything that has happened, I still believe that people are still really good at heart. Hi, my name is Anne Frank. I'm famous for surviving the Holocaust and writing a very famous diary. In my childhood, I loved playing ping pong, and I made my own ping pong club. As I grew older, I couldn't play any more ping pong because I had to go into hiding. I struggled a lot with hiding because it was hard to not make any noise knowing that the Nazis were around me, and if I made any noise, I could be killed. My main accomplishment is staying alive for more than 3 years. I want you to remember me as a little girl that your religion doesn't matter, and you should never be afraid about being yourself.
I hope I didn't bore you too much with my life story. Hi, my name is Elvis Presley, and I was born on January 8th, 1935. I'm famous for my music. During my childhood, I was bullied and teased. As I grew up, I became the king of rock and roll. I struggled with music when I got drafted to the army, because when I got back, I was not popular anymore. My main accomplishment is performing for others at concerts. People describe me as stressed because my manager, Colin Parker, gave me a big schedule. I want you to remember me as Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll.
Not really into hesitation. She pulls me in enough to keep me guessing. Whoa. I should stop and start confessing. Confessing, yeah. Oh, I'm a chicken. I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibition. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. I'm shooting talent and dreaming just mine. There's this guy listening to mine. He says he wants to be mine. Just very soon to be mine. It's really like this. Got my ticket for the long round. 2 bar whiskey for the way. And I sure would like some sweet company. And I'm leaning to what you say. When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me when I'm here. You're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, you're sure gonna miss me when I'm gone. celebration, this year's not goodbye. Yeah, see you in middle school. Fifth grade will be so cool, so cool. Yeah, see you in middle school. Fifth grade will be so cool. Here we go. Let's celebrate, 'cause we're moving on as we close this chapter and turn the page. Our future is in our hands. Today we celebrate and sing our song. Whoa, 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 whoa. Today we celebrate and sing our song. Future is in our hands. Today we celebrate and sing our song. Whoa, 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 Today we celebrate and sing our song.